Well, hello everyone. It's Martin from Zarktor Studios here. It's been a few months, I think, since I've actually been doing any videos on either YouTube or Twitch, and I wanted to take the opportunity to get that done now. I've been working for the last few months on just getting through to the Pax Aus um, game dev conference that was held in Melbourne at the beginning of the month. I've sort of recovered, got my voice back now, and basically getting back into development of the project. And yeah, I thought what I'd do is uh, do some live model work tonight on one of the characters that I've been asked to put into the game, and give an update on how things are progressing. I want to do a couple of shout outs to a few people, and just basically have a bit of fun. So anyway, so I went to PAX at the beginning of the month and showed the game off at the stand, and it had a very good turnout. So I think we had 250 odd people sort of come and play the game and have a go at the game. And a lot of people signed up for the beta, which is awesome. We're going to try and get that beta cracking towards the end of the year, and um, get it into a playable demo state where we can actually distribute the game um, with an installer, and people can obviously have a go at it. Then give us feedback, and we can make the game better before we release it sometime next year. Um, I'm going to try exploring this little cave. I have not explored this cave completely, so well, I'm going to talk while I'm exploring, if that's all right. So, I'm in the Unity editor, so I'm actually not in play mode, but I am just sort of exploring to see where this goes. I'm going to turn on the fog here because I think the fog makes it look pretty cool. Crystals. So yeah, at PAX, had quite a few people um, who actually want to collaborate on the game, which is awesome as well. So I will be reaching out to people, voice actors, there's musicians and so forth that would like to work with me on the game. So that's great. I am also looking to, I guess, um, bring some characters into the game that I wasn't originally envisaging. And it came about because when I was at PAX, I was talking to someone who was playing the demo, and I was saying to them that when I was in the GammaCon conference in July in Canberra, I had someone visit the stand who wanted to have their band actually do a cameo in the game, and it started me thinking about ways in which I might be able to make that happen with a bit of 3D scanning of people's faces, make them sort of recognizable models that we can put into the game. We've got humanoid figures we can put a face onto and animate them, but also the lip sync is it's pretty reasonable. And then we just need to sort of stream some audio in there or play some audio in the background, and the lip sync will then work. So it sort of started me thinking about ways in which we could um, kind of do that for music in the game. So when you go to an inn in one of the major cities, then potentially there could be a band playing a band of minstrels, a band playing some metal music or something like that in the inn, and you can start a bar fight while you're listening to all the music. But as I was at PAX, a group, a couple of guys overheard me talking, and they have a podcast. Um, and they overheard me, and they obviously had a great feedback on the game, and they went on their podcast and basically started a grassroots campaign to get themselves into the game. So they're called Thumbcramps. They are Jackson and Dusha, I think it is. So a quick shout out to Jackson and Dusha. They basically started. sending traffic my way to get people to try and convince me to put them in the game. So I had to listen to. I managed to find them. I had to listen to their podcast, which is here on Acast. You can Google it, and you can find them. And they've done like 200 plus podcasts, and they were at PAX, obviously on the PAX floor. I think they were actually streaming live or podcasting live from the PAX floor, which I think was something that hasn't been done before. And obviously they got very excited at the prospect of potentially going into the realm, Thumbcramps in the realm. And so I started seeing all this traffic from people saying Thumbcramps in the realm. I'm thinking, what the hell's that about? You know, I listened to their podcast, and obviously they had a big shout out for me. So, hi guys. And yeah, I wrote off to him and I said, yeah, I think it's possible to do that. So I am looking into ways in which we can do a 3D face scan. I mean, the technology now is pretty easy to work with an iPhone. You can actually get a pretty reasonable scan, but I've actually got some 3D scanning gear there behind me. And we'll try and scan Jackson and Dusha in, at least their faces, and then do some rigging around the face to actually be able to animate and reshape it and do some blend shapes to change the shape of the face, obviously, as people talk. Pop a couple of eyes in, pop it on the body, and see if we can play some audio at the characters to do some lip sync approximation with a product called Salsa. And that should, at least from a distance, look like they're actually talking. And if we can then stream in the podcast from Thumbcramps, they've got 200 odd podcasts here, stream that into the in, and somehow figure out a way in which Jackson and Dusha can share the audio stream for their character, then potentially they can lip sync, their characters can lip sync to the audio. So that's kind of the idea that's floating at the moment. I've got to do some prototyping to see if how viable that is, but I'm very keen to explore that and have Thumbcramps in the realm, have them be able to do their podcast, and potentially have them as NPCs in the game. And there's a couple of characters that I've had in my mind for a year or so to bring some humour to the game, and that is basically to have a couple of gravediggers who will be talking to one another in and around, obviously, all the graveyards in the game, and you would hear them just talking to one another about stuff, and it would bring a lot of humour to the game. I'm thinking that Jackson and Dusha fit that role perfectly. So call out to you guys. I will be in touch. We'll talk about how we're going to do this, the face scan, and do the prototyping to see if we can get this audio stream wide into the game. So that's the first thing. The second thing that happened is, because of that, I think I've had people in the Discord now come up with other requests, and so I got this today, which is a change.org petition to have guinea pigs in the realm. So thank you, Hugh Chandler. A call out to you. I've signed the petition because I think it'll be cool. You just need to find a way to get guinea pigs into the realm. So this afternoon when I saw this, I just pissed myself laughing. These are the 12 characters that you can choose from at the moment, obviously, to get guinea pigs in. I don't know if they'll be playable characters, but they could potentially be pets, or they could potentially be companions of some sort. So that's kind of the thinking. Anyway, so I had a quick look on the Unity. I don't have any guinea pigs. A quick look on the Unity asset store for guinea pigs. And there's this thing which is not going to fit in the game. It just is not. Sorry, it's cartoon. It's not. Yeah, it's not going to work. So I went further afield and I actually found a guinea pig on Turbo Squid. So I bought this, and it's got a few different. Skins, if you want to call it that, or colours. They obviously look pretty basic now. So what I actually want to do is see if we can get that model loaded in here today. It looks pretty basic, but it's not going to be massive. across the screen. They're going to be pretty small. Anyway, guinea pigs are reasonably small. So I believe this one here has actually had like a fur material added to it. But I think a lot of them are actually going to come through this with just some basic colouring. But what I have bought is I went out and bought a tool today that I have been wanting to get for quite some time called Hair Designer. And what this does is it allows you to paint hair or fur onto a mesh, and it will actually animate the hair in the wind, so it's kind of it kind of flows, and you can get some very nice sort of effects with it. It obviously uses the pattern, and so I installed this thing today to get ready, because I think what I'm going to have to do is take this model and then apply hair to it and see. And this is actually a rigged model as well, so this thing I think has, what does it have? Model is rigged: pelvis, head, legs, arms, hands, spine, head, feet. So I think we can make it move around in the scene. I don't know how many joints it's got, and we'll need to find an animator and some animations, hopefully, that can work on something this shape. I don't think it's going to work with a horse animation. I don't think it's got enough bones, but I think we could try and get an animator to play on this thing to actually work with this rig. The model is finely skinned, the mesh is clean and quad only, very easy to animate and perfect for game. Morph targets for the ears. So there's morph targets on the ears, hopefully the ears move. The guinea pig and the eyeballs are separate objects. Okay, so the eyes are separate, so potentially I could put eyes in there to replace the orbs. That would then, because I think their eyes are just black anyway, aren't they? So like if you go, guinea pig. I think they are generally black eyes. I think they're just, oh, they're a little bit of white there. So potentially we could use the eyes off something else to make their eyes, little beady eyes, look around. But I think that's going to be, oh God, I think that's going to be hilarious to put guinea pigs into the game. So that's what we're going to try and do tonight. Is I'm going to take this model that I've bought already, and I'm going to import that. They have a Unity version here that I can bring in, which is great, and a texture pack that I've downloaded. So I've got the files downloaded for this one. I'm going to have a go at bringing this into the scene, bringing this into the project, see if we can do something with the fur to actually make it look less like this and more like that. And we might try and then put an animator on it and see if we can get it to move. Maybe give it an AI. If we can get it to move, then give it an AI. And yeah, try and implement guinea pigs in the realm. So let's give that a go. Anyway, so I'm just going to actually I'm going to get out of this scene because I've just been playing around with the scene this afternoon. All right, so first off, let's grab the folder, my downloads folder here. Guinea pigs. Guinea pig Unity package. Okay, so I probably want to put this animals. I think I'm going to put it in there. So I've got pigs. I've got all sorts of things here that we could use. Actually, if there is a pig or a rabbit, in fact, we've got a rabbit. We could potentially use the animator for the rabbit. There's a rabbit controller, so potentially we could use that for the guinea pig. Okay. All right, so let's create a folder for this guy. Folder. And create folder. There we go. Penny gig. I'm actually going to put, where did I get that from? Turbo Squid, so I can keep track of where it came from. So we'll put that in there. I think we can just drag that guy in So that's basically a Unity package file with an FBX in it, which is a model with its rigging embedded. Where did that go? Oh, it's down there. Okay. Let's put that into that folder. I don't know if you can hear, I can certainly hear it in the background. My machine, the fans are going because I've got it in a higher power state for streaming and video recording, just so it can do Unity and recording at the same time without slowing down. It does mean the fans are going, because it's a bit noisy for me. Hopefully, the settings I've got, I'm actually using a tool here. What's it called? It's called Crisp. So I've got it in a trial. So Crisp is an AI-based noise cancelling add-on for OBS, and hopefully, I've been testing it this afternoon. Hopefully, it is masking all the fan noise from the computer. So you can just hear my voice, my beautiful voice. All right. Oh, there he is. Awesome. Okay, so he's the right shape and everything. We've got a penny geek. All right, so okay, so he's got an FBX, he's got a rigged avatar, he's got teeth, eye left, eye right, skin, mustache. He's got a mustache. Is he really? Dent. Okay, bone, pelvis, FBX rigged, and then he's got an animator. So we should be able to go animator, and we should be able to go animator. I wonder if we can. I wonder if we can rig to this. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see how it's rigged. It's pretty realistic. All right, so we want to bring in some materials. So I've got some skins that came with that download. So I'm going to put them in that folder as well. Okay, let's create a new scene to put him in as well. Scene. Penny. Okay. Nike. It's weird. Okay, so they've got some hair and sort of generic shapes. Okay, well we'll see what happens. Let's get into this blank scene. Let's bring oh, there he is. Bring the penny gig in. There he is. We're going to, he is at 000. There he is. So he does have teeth. Okay. He's got separate eyes, so that's good. So potentially we could have his eyes animated, rotated. Okay, he's got a material. I think the eyes are just a different material than the body, and the teeth are, they've got their own material. Dent, must be dentures or something. Okay. All right, so I think what we want to do is just create some folders here to organize the asset a little bit better now that it's in Unity. So I'm going to create a folder for model. Put him in there. Let's create a folder for materials. Let's create a folder for the scene. I don't know if I'm going to be able to move that because I'm in the scene. Oh no, it worked. Okay, and then we want one for textures. Like all the textures, even the Nike thing. Okay, and we don't think we've got any materials yet at all, unless they're embedded. Ah, they're embedded. Okay. Well, I might leave them and just create my fresh ones. And then probably we would normally have an animations folder, and we might end up creating custom animations for this guy. But figure out how to do that. Animation. Normally how you do it. Animations, demo, documents, materials, textures, models, prefabs. Oh yeah, prefabs would be a good one. I'm just trying to create the same structures that the other models in the project have. Prefabs. Sounds. Now that's going to be interesting. Yes, I think we want some squeaks, but we might be able to borrow that from some other animal type. Sounds. Okay. Cool. If we can animate the mouth, I don't know if we can, but if we can animate the mouth, we might actually be able to make him give him a talking part. Okay. All right. So we've got that in there. The pluses are showing that they need to be added to source control, but I'm going to build this up basically, and then commit the whole lot to source control. All right. Let's create some materials. Create material. There we go. Call this skin 1. Let's have the inspector over that side. That's better. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can see that. All right. We want to create a skin. So we're going to want a base map. And we should be able to put that skin. Oh, there you go. There he is. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Okay, so that was easy. But I don't know that I want to use that particular shader, because we're going to probably actually apply the fur thing over the top, but I do want a base color for him anyway. So I think, so there's no normal maps, and there's no, it's just a flat color. So we don't have any metallic or anything, so he looks kind of shiny. So I might make him pretty sort of matte, like that. He's got whiskers. Where's the whiskers coming from? Okay, there's his rig. Bone, do not use. Bone left leg toes. Okay, so his feet are rigged. Do not use. I'm not sure why you would say do not use. Okay, he's got a head. His head moves. Cool. The eyes are just spheres. That's why when you rotate them, they don't do anything. I might need to do some mesh morphing to actually put something around his eyes, so he's got some eyelids so he can actually blink, because at the moment he can't. He's got teeth. He's got a little bit of a mouth, but it's not rigged, so it's just the teeth. Scale them up to make them a lot bigger. Okay, so that's going to be a bit of fun. What else we got? These look like they're probably the right. Is that the right shoulder? Yeah. So right. Okay. Let's be the left shoulder. Yeah. Okay. And then he's got his spine. Whoa. Do not use. That must be the leg. Okay, so we might end up renaming these bones a little bit. Not sure why they're called don't use. I presume because it's right on the skeleton, it probably wouldn't. It would deform it too much by using it. So they're saying just use the shoulder. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Well, that's a bit of a weird shape. Okay, we might need to do some work with the spine. See, I don't know how they move. I'm presuming they just little stumpy legs. They just kind of hobble along a bit. I have to look at that. All right. So anyway, we've got a dude. We've got a dude. I think his eyes need to be glossier. So let's create an eye material. The moment, and we'll just make it black. We'll make it very shiny. Whoa, that's shiny. Okay, metallic. Let's make it quite dark. I think something like 0.5. Okay, we'll use that. And we'll put that on that one as well. Cool. So he's looking a little bit more realistic already. All right. Let's see if we can make some more skins. So these are, there's no, the metallic smoothness is down. It's been in the rain. It's all shiny. The metallic map has a sort of affects the shading underneath. Sure, we would need much of anything of that. The normal map would be interesting to create a normal map for him, because you could actually have a bit more sort of undulation in the fur or something. But I'm going to use that other package to actually add paint fur on top of him, I think. So this might just be the base colors underneath the skin, underneath the fur, I mean. All right, let's create some variants on this. So let's create, how many we got? Skin 1, 2, oh, we got 2 skin 2s. So that's weird. They're identical. Get rid of that one. Let's duplicate that a few more times. Well, I'm not sure which skin I'm going to use, which of these textures I'm going to use here. Skin 2, skin 3, skin 4, skin 5, 6, skin 7. Don't need that one. Alrighty. Skin 2 will be this one here. So we could put skin 2 on him. Well, that's cool. That's pretty realistic. Okay, it's looking really good. Skin 3. Let's put skin 3 on him. Okay. It looks like just a very basic sort of colour. These textures look extremely straightforward to make, which suggests they could. Oh yeah, well, okay. So it's sort of a 2D. Do it in Microsoft Paint, even like a 2D painted thing. Anyway, let's do number 4. Number 4, we're going to do like so. Skin 4. Okay, the black guy with a tan bottom. Number 5, is lighter coloured. Okay. Oh, okay. Number 6 is okay. So he looks pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. And number 7, he is. Oh wow. Okay, so that actually looks like a photo of. What have they done there? Is that actually a photo of a real one that they've then cropped out to actually create the texture? That's interesting. Okay, so 7. So 7, 7, 7, skin 7. Oh, skin 7. There we go. Okay. All right. So I think the thing to do now. So it's 7 different skins we can put on them. I see. That's probably the nose there. It's really quite cool. So I wonder if we can play with the tiling on it. Okay, there we go. All right. Make him glow. Okay. All right. I think that's probably good enough for now. We know he's rigged because we can move parts of the rig around and it seems to be wired up reasonably well. So we've got the eyes. Very beady there. We could potentially put an eyeball in there. We might need an eyeball off a different animal to make it look right. Anyway, let's see what we can do with this. The hair shader, I think, is the way to go now. So what was it called? Hair designer. So I've not used this thing yet. Let's save the scene. Let's see if we can add some fur to this guy. I need to look at the documentation here. Hair designer. Right. Layers. That looks awesome. I believe, yeah, you can paint the hair on, and I know it animates as well. So when the wind blows and things like that, you can actually get the hair to move, and I think it's quite performant. So it doesn't slow the game down too much by having dynamic hair. First, select the game object with one of these components: a mesh filter or a skin mesh renderer. The mesh will be for the base. The mesh will be the base for the hair creation. Okay. I'm going to just put this to one side for a minute. So this guy is, what are we saying? The mesh filter or skin mesh renderer. Do we have a skin mesh renderer? Yes, we do. Skin mesh renderer. There he is. So let's pin that. That's the thing. Oh, we've got a moustache. Why has he got a moustache? That's his whiskers. That's his whiskers. Interesting. Okay, so we actually need. I think we should create another material. Let's copy one of them. Moustache. I'm going to call it whiskers, so I know what he's on about. And we'll put that into. There it is. Whiskers, moustache. Yeah, there we go. It's gone black. So the whiskers are going to be like a grey colour, I think, or white. We make him stand out there. Now we've got some control over the whisker colour. Cool. All right. Cool. So we've got eyes, whiskers, teeth, body, and then we're going to paint hair on top, and then we can switch out the skin. Cool. There's no blend shapes, because if the blend shapes were on the body, we would have blend shapes appearing here. But this is the skin mesh renderer that this dynamic hair product, hair designer, is talking about. Okay, first select the game object, skin mesh renderer. The mesh will be the base. Okay, so the mesh of the body is going to be the base hair creation. Add the hair designer component to the game object from the menu. Menu component, hair designer, hair designer. Okay, so we're going to go to this and go, where is it? Component, hair designer. So we should add a component here. Hair designer. There we go. Right. So we have a hair designer. What do you now do? Layers. I'll move that out of the way a bit. The hair designer extension is based on a layer system. Each layer will generate a mesh, including all the hair strands. A layer can be enabled or disabled with a checkbox. Click on the layer for opening the edition mode. Okay. Fur shells. Short hair. Oh, okay. Each layer is defined by type: short hair, long hair. Paint strand on the mesh surface. Long hair. Create hair using a curve tool. Okay. Fur generates shells. Okay. Maybe I probably should have done that at that point. Right. Okay, it's got a wind zone. This looks like things like the colour of the hair, the root, the tips. Texture generator, opaque and transparent. It's got material. Okay. Motion for the wind zone, and then design. The mesh is not readable. Please enable read write option in the FBX settings. Okay. So we need the model. That's the FBX. So presumably we need to be able to edit that somehow. What does it say? Please enable the read write option in the FBX settings. Read write. Apply. Aha. Okie dokie. Material layer. Okay, well, we got rid of the error message. Now what do we do? First time I've done this, so I don't know quite what I'm doing. Where's my PDF done? Here it is. Put it over here. It's a bit easier to read from my neck. Okay. The edition mode is divided into 3 tabs: design, material, and motion. Yep. A layer must be locked when the design is over. Locking the layer allows you to save all the meshes to the project. Okay, so by locking it, it kind of locks it into the mesh. Okay. If you need to create a prefab or duplicate the game object, you must save the layers. Okay. For locking and unlocking the layer, go to the polygons tab. It's not called polygons. There's no polygons tab. is disabled, enable. Okay, so that's enabling, disabling the layer. Okay, and what does this mean? What does this do here? Okay, so it saves it as a prefab. Okay. What does that thing do? Copies and duplicates it, that deletes it. Okay. So we can delete a layer. Okay, that's how you delete a layer. All right. Load a runtime layer. Nope. We want to polygons tab. So that polygons tab must have been that first one that we were talking about. Choose a layer type, short hair, fur. And let's give this guy short hair, just to keep it simple. If one of the layers has been modified, the save layer panel will be displayed. Okay. Okay, cool. Runtime layer. The best way to use hair design is create a layer in a specific scene and export the layers as a runtime layer. Okay, so we're going to put that in with this dude, I think. Characters, animals, Pinnygig. Let's create a new one called fur. And I'm going to call this hair designer runtime layer prefab. That's fine. Okay, so now we've got that saved. Okay, cool. Can be loaded at runtime using a component or a custom script. The runtime layer can be deployed on a character with the same structure and bones and hierarchy. Okay. Design contains the modeling options of the tool, and the panel is available in the scene view with the panel. Okay. How do you do that then? Aha! Oh, oh, there we go. All right, so we can paint stuff on it. Cool. Small. Let's put that somewhere else. Paint size. Intensity, fall off scale. It's very small, isn't it? Oval scale. Ah, there we go. That's how you're making really big strands. Let's do it because it was supposed to be short strands. Let's make some space. And we'll make some space there. Okay. All right, so I probably need some reference for how furry these little guys are, actually. Big fur. Oh, wow, okay. So you got some really long-haired guys. What on earth has happened to that guy? Okay. Look at his little beady eyes. Abyssinian. Okay, I might save that as a reference because he's quite funny looking. Let's put him on desktop. Right. So fur. Okay. It's pretty short. Looks kind of like that guy. Peruvian guinea pig. Some of them are really long haired and others are quite short haired. They are not real. Okay. That's kind of what he looks like. Okay. Well, the problem at the moment is the colour is not quite right. So how did we change the colour of the fur? Brush. Brush size. Okay. Intensity. Fall off rays. Scale. Okay. Material. Ah. Ha ha ha. Okay, we've got a root colour, so we could grab the colour off him. So it's actually the same colour as that. And then presumably... No, I think we need to actually save the material. Perhaps. Oh no, there we go. Okay, that could work. I think I do want to create some materials, different colours. Yeah, all right. I'm going to create a folder under there. Let me fill it under materials. That's materials specifically for the fur. And we might just take, what is it? Oh, I see it's actually using one down there. So these are the demo textures. Okay, well if we use that, resources there, Atlas, ULP Atlas. Texture generator. Okay. That's pretty cool. Save and apply. Okay. So it looks like you make your own hair, but you need some. Looks like you need these files here as a basis for it. Long hair, short hair, beard, afro. It saves it as an atlas with some textures, but then you've got these here, 2D pictures. Material. I think what I might do is actually duplicate that and put that into his folder, so I'm not overwriting the main hair designer out of the box materials, because I might use this product on a whole lot of models. Okay. God, this is slow. Come on. Come on. Okay. Materials. And we're going to call this guinea pig. Atlas one. And put that one in there. Then we can change around and it's not going to screw up the main product. Okay, so we can put some different textures in here, I think. But they're not going to show unless I paint something on him. So let's paint something on this guy. brush is a bit too big. The size is a bit too big. There we go. It's better. And I think the direction I'm going is the direction that it works in. I think this is all very much trial and error. Okay, might be sort of enough to. Let's put him a bit underneath as well. Oh, it's got, oh no, it looks weird with that underneath. No, on his tummy. Okay. All right, so that should be using the base material there. So in theory, long hair AO, hair AO. Here we go, starting to have some effect. Specular. Specular. Normal. And diffuse. Whoa. Okay. All right, he's way too shiny. Smoothness. Okay. Tip threshold. Tip color, root colors, make the root color darker. And emission root specular window. Wonder what that actually looks like in a game window when it's animated now. Where's the camera? The main camera. Okay, the camera's inside him. Let's put that up a bit. And rotate it down. And I wonder if we can get a wind thing going on it. Motion. Wind zone. Wind zone. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, scale. So this apparently has a scale. Scale, copy parameters, paste parameters, emission, lighting. Where is the editor thing gone? Too opaque, endless size. Ah, okay, make him look all scraggly. Opaque, opaque and transparent. Okay, I see. Camera. Front like that. Okay, let's take this guy. Where is your... Ah, there's the designer. Fill or mesh? What does that do? Whoa. Okay. No. Can you unfill? Clear layer. Okay. Fill or mesh. I don't think we should do that. It's too much. And that looks a little too even for me. Let's go on with the global scale, minimum spacing, size. Ah, you can, looks like you can angle it, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You brush his fur. Still don't like what it's the shape of it though. So someone's got like multiple. I think maybe something to do with the materials. Yeah, okay, so that's the materials there. So long hair, fur, layer 6, furs on bunny. Textures. Okay. Some bunny normals. Might come down to actually using some specific textures in here. I might need to look a bit more at this hair designer, but they have got some here. Fur textures, fur color. Bunny. Okay. Diffuse. Let's try that. Let's try the beard. Let's try giving him a beard. Okay. All right. And then maybe we scale it. Threshold. Okay, so fade it between two different colors. Cool. Now for cutoff. Okay, that's how fine it is. That was size, taper, bend, subdivision. Okay, so it's got subdivisions and you can make it random in all sorts of directions. Okay. So random length. So that's how you make it longer. Okay. Let's make the random number a bit smaller. 5. Okay, we'll paint it onto him. It's a little bit too fine. Scale, is that what we want to do? assuming the fur will just go all over the place, and then we can brush it, I think. Maybe it's better to fill the whole mesh. All right, brush. So I think this just controls the direction now. Not sure if this is actually easier than brushing a real guinea pig or not. I'm assuming you can raise the hair, smooth the direction, atlas ID. Okay, so you can paint it with different atlases. Pull off and raise. Not sure what those do. Certainly he's getting furrier, but I want to try and see if we can make the fur thicker. So I'm assuming that alpha thickness. Okay, there we go. That's kind of what I'm after. Looks like he's been drawn to a hedge backwards, but that's okay. In fact, one of those colors should probably be black. The root color. And then maybe the other color should be the lighter color. Yeah, that's kind of better. Now, what can we do with this? So we should be able to brush him a bit more. Alpha thickness. Okay, need to get the alpha cut off. Cut off transparency down a bit. Root alpha threshold. I see it's different alphas for the root and different alphas for the tip. Cool. He's looking quite fuzzy. It's kind of cool. Be interesting to see if we can get a wind thing going. So let's have a look at the hair. Let's actually save the scene. Understand how we do the wind movement. Material tab, we did all that. Motion. Here we go. Dynamic hair system. Motion requires a motion zone. The motion encapsulates the hair mesh and is attached to, again, measuring motion zone to be attached to a bone. Motion zone to take the motion of its parent applied to the hair strand. And motion zones up to 50 for a more complex effect. Oh, okay. Drag and drop the parent transform. or choose it in the bone list. Okay, it could be the head or it could be the body. New motion zone. Seems to have picked the whole body by the look of it. Drag and drop the parent transform. Well, let's just start with that. The motion is defined by a curve, defined by the damping and the bouncing parameters. So that must be this thing. The limit parameter, okay, a section on the curve represents 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the movement of the fur over 5 seconds. It mostly moves over 2 seconds and then levels out. Okay. Long hair. Okay. Each polygons defined by curves were procedural previously modified in the scene view. Okay. So this is long hair. Well, we've got short hair, so we don't have to do that. Mirror tool. Oh, that's handy. So we could paint one side of his body and then have the other side mirrored. Motion tab. Some additional settings for the bones. Okay, hair collider. Okay, fur length, the maximum fur length, extra thickness. Have I got that? Material. Shader. Hair designer fur shell. So it should be a fur shell, not... Okay, so maybe it's a new layer. Short hair, fur polygons, long hair, polygons, fur shells. I see. Okay. Well, let's just keep going with what we got. This should be able to animate this one. Mission factor, ambient occlusion. Level of detail. Okay, no fur layer, advanced fur layer. Okay, DX11 shaders. Yeah, okay. Material tab, main color, shell density, strands, motion tab. Generator, useful tool for generating hair texture atlas. Okay. When your texture edits is done, okay. Okay, atlas shader. Wait for the fur layer. Okay, I think what I might do is save this scene and have a look at the demo scene and see what they've done with this wind zone. No, that's code. I need the fur URP. Zombunny. Okay. So there's the wind control in the game window. Okay, so let's see if we can. So he's got an animator and a wind. There we go. That's kind of what we want. So I think these are fur shaders as opposed to hair shaders. And we've got a wind zone in in the environment and an event system. Wind zone. Just going to take those components there. Actually, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I can bring those into this scene. So I'm just going to let my dog out.